All right. How's it going, everybody? Looking good. Here we are outside, and I'm going to be doing some painting today. Can't see my face. Hello. Welcome to my show. I'm going to be using some old canvas board. Some of these hideous paintings that I found at garage sales, I'm going to be turning into abstract masterpieces. Creepy. Here's one. That's amazing. Kind of like some of these though. And I also have some new canvases. But oh man, just excellent source material for which to paint over. This is my favorite. This one right here. If you look real closely, it looks like a cross between Dan Aykroyd and I don't know, Jay Leno. Nah, Dan Aykroyd, somebody. Can't tell. It's something else. Here's some mega trees. That's just one stack. I've got another stack along with my canvas boards. This is a winner right here. Look at that madness. That's great. And the back of it's just as awesome. Even more awesome. Look at that face. Can you imagine that on your wall? It would just blow me away. Here we go. That's not bad. I actually kind of like this one. For real though, I'm not being sarcastic. It's not bad. I've been framed. Gross. Our house in the middle of our swamp. See, I don't know what to do with this. It was originally $85, but it was discarded by Schwind & Son, Crawfordsville, Indiana. Here's a big old nice wrap. Whoops. Look at that. That's called gallery wrapping. Right there. Well, not really, because usually gallery wrap doesn't have the staples. So, I don't know what to do. So, tools I'll be working with today are Mountain Dew, sunshine, fresh air, Mod Podge, which doesn't sound like a winner, but trust me. I've got one 2-inch brush, the only brush I use. I have a couple of plastic scrapers, and of acrylic paint. I've got the primaries, got black and white, and smaller versions of the secondaries. Then I've got a pearlizer. This is by Deco Americana. Some soft touch varnish, crackle medium. I think that's it. Oh, one more. Some float. Good stuff. And like I mentioned, black and white. This is all Anita's from Hobby Lobby. I like Anita's brand. I've always liked them. I don't really get into the real expensive brand name. So here's my primaries. Couldn't find a big yellow. That's okay. Got two. And I've got secondaries. My wife picked it out probably. I've got the blues. Oh, I've got blues. Lots and lots of blues. Blues. The taupes and creams. 1 brick. And 3 purple bases. Well, fuchsia. 1 mustard. Oh, sorry, I've got 2 bricks. And 1 mustard. And that gold. This is just a reclaimed wine box, a gift box. So that can go down here. And I've got a bucket of water over yonder. Pert near heavy enough. You like how I use those folksy words, pert near and yonder? It's just for you. So, if you're watching and you're live, I do apologize. I will not be able to read the screen from here. And if my volume is not loud enough, I apologize too. Currently, it's 7 in the morning on a Saturday, and I really don't want to, be all loud and pretentious. But let's start with the big one, because it's right here. You know what? Nah, let's not start with the big one. Let's wait. Let's do a little one first. Oh, that's a heavy-duty plastic. That's pretty thick mill, man. Tell you what. So this is a multi-pack 12x12 made in Cambodia. It's acid-free, acrylic titanium triple primed. So we're going to get some nice rip. Some artists like to coat their base with white. They use a gesso or a gesso. It holds it a little better. Why? I guess so. Dumb joke, sorry. But we're looking at this, and not too shabby. Blank white. So I've got a process that I use, and I haven't done some mass production in about, I think for my 5th wedding anniversary, I did one for my wife. It's a tree that is in different pieces on different canvases. But no, I haven't really done this in a while. So my process is I'll make a base coat, and then I will put something on top of that base coat, and then I will put something over that. Sometimes the base coat turns out okay, so I won't do the 3rd coating. Sometimes it's just the base coat, and I leave it. So I'm going to use blue, because that's what was closest to me on the small dudes. You see that? I'm just going to work it in. On these little guys, these will not get framed. So I want to just kind of smear it around. I'll probably use my fingers in a second. Purple Mountain's Majesty, and a grayish cobalt or some sort of gray blue. Mix that in. A little bit of mixing. And I'm not gonna be too concerned with how it looks immediately. On this one, I might just paint the frame black around it. I've done that before with some success. That purple is so heavy, it's going to get into that gray. That gray's going to disappear. So now I've got this nice lavender periwinkle color. With that blue. That gray is gone. You can't even tell it was there. I've got to add something more bolder to even show that it was there at one point. So I'm going to smooth it out, which I might not want to do, but I'm doing it anyway because that purple is too much. So now it's just going to be a faded semblance of what it was. Oh, this side has more blue in it, so I'm going to lightly go over it with that blue. You know what? Yellow. I'll put yellow on here, and it'll bleed kind of. Let's see. There's a difference with working with a canvas versus something like a board, like Masonite. Really changes. Like I can't push into the middle on a canvas like I would with Masonite. So, okay. Now I'm gonna rough up the edges a little bit. I think. Yeah, I can do it. Just use my palette knife, putty blade, putty knife. Problem with that is sometimes the edge doesn't work where you want it to, and it looks like I worked the edges, which isn't the point. So that's where your finger comes in. It's gonna kind of use my finger. There's the train. I hear the horn. It'll go by here in a little while. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you like to be my neighbor? Okay, almost there. Almost there. Stay on target. Stay on target. Ugh. Watch the new Solo movie. Dude. Horrid. A horrid movie. Okay, so that's that. And now I'm going to clean my finger with this nice clean part. Ta-da. Okay, so here we go. And then I'm just going to kind of spackle it and make it rough. And now I'm committed to do the whole thing, aren't I? Yes. Okay, well, whatever. I'll do it. Now, by putting my hand in the middle, I'm able to raise up on the middle portion to create a dent. And I can reach it with this flat spackle brush, flat putty knife. Not a brush, probably. Probably, not a brush. And get rid of those lines if I can. Yeah, the lines are okay. Kind of go with it. Okay, so now here we go. I'll kind of, I can reach it from there. Put my finger in each side of the. Can you see that? So that's my first base coat. So I'll walk over here on the concrete driveway. Well, not really driveway. No. Should I put it in the grass? Oh, I'll flip this frame over. I'll put it on the corner of the frame. Like so. And then put the frame on the grass. There we go. So what you don't want is a bunch of bugs on your paintings. Sometimes it can't be helped. So that was one down. $28 to go. go ahead and stay with that gray. Not a lot of it. So what I'm going to do is add black and white. Now, yes, my putty knife has blue and yellow and purple in it. That's okay. We'll work it in, baby. Some people would consider this artwork. Not me. I want a little bit more there, man. I want a little bit more, baby. This one is going to squiggly do. That's what I'm doing, the squiggly doos. Because I really want to get those separations to be prominent. Notice that I put the knife kind of in the middle at the very beginning. So I could maybe get a little bit of that yellow and blue. You know what? I might break out the brush. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it. Not yet. Yeah, I hear you. There you are, Tree. Yep. There we go. So this one I can get away with putting the black on the water. I'm losing it. I should add more. What I'm gonna do is I'll add more white. That way it's not so grayish black. Grayish black has its purposes and its times and its seasons, but not for me right now. Not here. Not in the way that I'm going to do this thing. Okay, this was easy because this is my base. And since I'm doing the outside frame with the black, I can get away with this being done. But this is just the base coat, mind you. And we're going to put something else on top of it. So right now I'm just going back and finding all the holes I missed. I don't want the canvas to show. The canvas is not really what's prominent, you know. It's the paint on the canvas. Sometimes the canvas has its way. Sometimes you want it to stay a little bit out there, but not right now. Okay, this guy, I'm just gonna wash real quick. Just gonna run it through and wipe it off on the grass. Golden. So it's still a little bit thick, but that was just quick. And you really can't even see the yellow and the blue at all anymore. So now what I can do is I'm going to move the paint a little bit because there's a lot of paint there. And by doing that, you get some more separation and some more, what do you want to call it? The paint moves on its own, man, if it's still wet. So you really want to kind of create disturbances. By creating some disturbance, you're able to have more that catches the eye. And I just kind of fiddle with it until it looks good. I love black and white with paint. It's just, there's so much there. Neither one's a color, but you get that gray in there. You get all sorts of tones. Now, I still got a piece of canvas there, so I'm just going to pop it with my finger. Get rid of that on the side. Look at that. Should be a perfect gray. Okay, this one's done. I'll show it to you here. Set this over here. All right. Now I think I'm ready to move on to a bigger one. Oh, this is going to be a masterpiece, so I'm not going to do it yet. Let's go with this little bag of tricks. Now this is board, so I'm going to be able to make everything stick, and it's going to be nice. This is really dusty too. So what I'm going to do is use some water. Now it's got texture. It's got some texture on it. All these little ridges. For all the leaves, bunch of texturing here, texturing here. But hopefully when we hang it, we won't be able to tell what's going on. So I don't like extra texture. That's the way a cookie crumbles. So you can take a metal scraper or some sandpaper or something. But okay. And let's go with the dark red look. With a little bit, well, I'll do that last. Okay, I'm going to use my big cutting knife, which actually has a little bit of a bow in it. That's not good, actually. I don't want a bow. Throw it in the trash can, maybe? I don't know. Use some water. A little splash of water. Just a little splash is all you really need. Now, when that red hit the wood, it will pop through because the water will displace. But the black should float on top, and I'll be able to spin it off just by throwing it around the yard, spinning it into a circle, and that's okay. I add water so you can take it away later. Now, there's no need to worry about edges on a piece of board because every board you paint is either going to be free hanging without a frame, which is just looks weird, so I would never do it unless it was spectacular. Like I've done it on driftwood before, or typically it goes right into a frame, and frames really add value. Okay, so I'm going to go spin around in circles for a minute. And I'll be right back. You know what? Let me dry my hands and I'll show you what I'm doing. Oops, there goes the power cord. Necesitas la fuerza. All right. Looking good. Let me go spin this around so the water can come off. Oh, the green is still showing through a little bit in the middle. All right. I have black all over my hands. It's not conducive to touch a computer after you've got black on your hands, is it? Okay. So I was able to harness. Oh, almost fell over. Able to harness the power of centrifugal force. There's my thumbprints. And gets a nice flow. This is still the base coat. So, man, you know what? Let's just keep working with it. It's just going to turn out like poo. If I don't. Now it's going to settle more quickly because the base is wet. so the paint that I just put on there will quickly sink in. I don't have any more reds. Oh, I had a couple of bricks. There we go. Let's do a brick. And let's make some nice deposits. Okay. Now I want to flatten this. So all right, we're gonna go with brush. Brush, brush, baby. And what I'm gonna do, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use this guy, and I'm gonna cut. Because it's curved, I'm getting a little bit of a wonky cut, but I kind of like it right now. It's okay with me. World's bloodiest. Is that lighting terrible because of the sun? I'm sorry. I suppose what I could do is move all my paints to the left. I'm going to do that for you right now. So that we don't have any shadow on the paint ting. Paint ting. So that you can see what I'm doing. There's lots of birds here. I know you can tell because of the bird sounds. That's how I tell there's birds, when there's bird sounds. I'm just saying, I'd have to spell it out like that because some people that I've met, especially on Facebook these days, how do you know there's birds? You can't tell there's birds. Logic is just lost to the human race, man. Okay. Is that good? I don't know. You tell me. Oh, this is the wrong one. Okay. I think what I want to do, let's get really crazy with this guy and add some turquoise. This turquoise here, but I don't want to mess it up just yet. I mean, I love messing, you know. You can tell my design is still there. You can't tell that the texture Okay, stop. I've gone too far. I hate it when I go too far. What about yellow? Mustard? No, not mustard. They're screaming at me. They're screaming at me. It's not really a mustard at all, is it? Using the drag effect. I do want that large spot here, though. I could work for NASA and make planets. I like that. I like that a lot. Just like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to clean this up because I don't want to drag any more yellow. I like the yellow like it is, right? So I am going to do the turquoise. It's going to set it off. It's going to set it off, baby. So maybe I should have kept my numbers of all the paintings that I've done, but I've made paintings. 2003, made my first abstract painting, and fell in love with it then. I've made around 300. This abstract expression. I'm no Rothko, I'm no Pollock, but I've had a couple of people tell me they like my stuff more than those guys. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm me. That's what matters. So that's a really good base coat. I love that a lot. I don't know if you can see it yet. Let me clean this off. And I'll give you a show. I'll come up real close. Hold it sideways. There you go. Sorry for that reflection. And I don't want it to move too much, so I can't hold it that way for a while. That's going to go on the dry stack. On the stack that is drying, I should say. Oh, I don't have a place to put it. I'll make a new one. Okay. Now, what are we doing? What are we doing? Nope. 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 Yeah. Let's rid the world of this horrendous beast. Let's do this. And that one. Nah, let's do something else. There we go. I found it. Found it. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Howdy, 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 howdy. Should just leave it like that. Goodbye, mister. Should I leave it like this? Call it done? Let's Mod Podge him. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Mod Podge is a glue-like substance, but I kind of like it because you can do some really fun, weird stuff with it. Erase the face. No more face. And what you can do with Mod Podge, you can't really do with latex or acrylic. But you can have a lot of fun with it. So let's go with this jade deep green black, whatever that means. It's going to be in there. Also, yellow is going to be in here. Also, this puce, lavender. I'm going to put that over here. And nothing else. Oh, I'm losing it. I'm losing it on the side, bro. So because it's going to dry clear, you really want. Oh no, come here. Dang it! You really want to make sure you have a lot of paint in there because it'll be clear and you'll see the bottom. In this case, that might not be a bad thing. Let's go blue here and a little bit of purple. Work that blue in down here too. over his blue suit coat. I've got a hair in there. Should have cleaned off the canvas. I didn't even touch. Mistakes were made. You know, always clean your canvases before you mess with them. Oh, I'm losing a lot. I don't want to lose any right now. So, yellow, purple. Push this over a bit. Pink. This is messy. Why am I being so messy? Okay, here we go. This canvas has staples in it, so it will not be displayed without a frame. I'll let that move a little bit. I don't know if you can tell right here. Not too much. Move it a little bit and let it settle. I don't want it to look like it moved that way, so I'll bring it back this way a bit. That's good. And now check this out. I'm going to scrape some pink. And then it's just going to be like that. And then I'll bring this back over here. I've got to pop it down because I've got those air bubbles in there now. Air bubbles are bad. I've got ants on my feet too. I don't know why. Okay, so I've got some mistakes. And when I say mistakes, really the whole thing is a mistake on purpose. But I have to bring in some water. Okay, got the water on top. Now it's going to flatten on its own. The water is going to create divots. It should be more susceptible to fixing its own mistakes. But you can't let it move around too much right now because the water will take the top and roll off and create some nonsense that you don't want. I've got canvas showing here and here. That's okay. I'm going to add a little bit of turquoise up here. Just these little dots. I'll take those dots over. That's cool. I like that. This one turned out to where we don't need this as the base coat. This is going to be the actual thing. We might add something else on top, but for now it's really cool. What else to do? What else to do? Colors, colors, more turquoise, a blue. Not where I wanted it to go. That's okay. I'm going to cut it in and drag it around. I hate that. Nah, I don't like it. So I scraped it off, put it all here. And now the guy's forehead is showing. Look at this. His forehead's right there. That's funny. Okay, I'm gonna get it in perspective because I made a mistake and scraped it off, and I don't know what to do now. I've got yellow and yellow and yellow. I'm gonna do yellow and white and dark blue and water. Oh. Now, it's going to be a lot of mess, but I'm going to go spin it. Looks like an egg that was starting to turn and exploded. That's okay. I'll be right back. I'm going to spin this thing. Okay, so I spun it a little bit on each side. I got this going on. And then for the already one that was there. So, not too shabby. Not too shabby. I think I ruined it with that yellow and white, though. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Let's make a bold declaration somewhere with black. There we go. I'm going to leave that black like that. Call it good. Or make a white one up here. That's juvenile. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. All right, here we go. You ready? Horrible. Horrible, horrible. Okay. You can save it if you act fast. I'm going to spin it a little bit. Be right back. I don't know. It was cool. I ruined it twice. And now it's just another base coat. So let's put her over here. Mistakes, mistakes. Worlds of mistakes. Let's do a little guy. Something neat about opening up a fresh pack. All right. Take some of that paint from the table. Look, another base coat. Well, that's something else. Look, a Rothko original. People who diss on abstract expression, I understand, because a lot of it is just garbage. I try not to make garbage, but I have made garbage. Let's do this red. Let's do a lot of red. And let's go with some Pearlizer, which is settled and now is goopy. All right. Really goopy. Okay, I'm actually going to have to pop the cap in. It's going to go everywhere. How barbaric. That's me, Barbaric Eric. All right. And let's use our little guy again. Mix in the red and the pearl. The pearlizer is not a color. It just creates a different sheen. If you know your industrial paints, you'll know you have a flat. Wait. Okay, I'll do it for you. You have a flat. You have a eggshell. You have a satin. You have a semi-gloss, gloss, a high gloss. Did I miss any? Pearlizer turns it probably closer to a satin. Okay. Now I'm gonna push the pink first because that's lighter. You want to work with your lighter colors before your darker colors. Why, you might ask? Think about it. What's harder to paint over, a light color or a dark color? Depends on what you're painting over with. Yes, that's true. But if I paint black and then white, what would be easier to paint first? The white or the black? The white. Because you can put black over white and it's still all right. You can put white over black, you have a heart attack. Not a racial statement. Okay, got some blue, got some pink. I need a little bit more white. Oh, I mean pink. Or I can use red and white. That turns anything pink, right? Color wheel basics. I could use some black over there on that purple. Oh yeah. Goodness. And I forgot to wash out that purple, so I got a tiny bit of purple in here, but that's okay. Got that delicious candy cane look. And I'm gonna stop pushing the white, clean off the brush. I mean, not brush, hat. I get a little bit of that black going on down here with that purple. Purple is comprised of two colors, red and blue. Purple is a secondary color. It's opposite. Every opposite of a secondary has a primary. It's just the one that's left out. So your secondary of red, blue making purple. One primary that was left out is yellow, right? So that's the opposite of purple. I don't like doing opposites all the time. I've added too much black. Way too much black. That's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna mix it. I'm gonna go from white to black. And I'm gonna use my brush for the first time, I think, today. Oh, besides moving water around, right? So it's still wet. Let's get rid of that water. Okay. Back and forth and back and forth. See how it works, of course. Right here is the hard part because you got to keep, you want to bring the black up a little bit so you have more room to work the black. Okay, in a perfect world, it would look better than that, but that's okay. Do the top with the top. That nice light pink going on. Dabbing a little bit. Not the bitch dab, but the regular dab. The one that was in the dictionary a long time ago. Okay, so I've got that pink. Now on these guys here, I'm just gonna have to bring it down And I'll use the same side for this side, same side of the brush for the side of the canvas. I've got a little bit of black. Yar. Now I'm going to flip it over, bring more black down. That's okay. That's fine. Nobody's going to see me over this. Work my finger a little bit. A little bit of finger magic. Now I'll use the same 5-gallon bucket of water all day. Okay. Looks good. Looks all right for a base coat. Let's put that with the others. What's next? We've done 3 small ones and 2 big ones. Let's do another big one, yeah? These golden frames are just annoying. I don't think anybody outside of 1978 liked these golden frames. So here we have Orange Mountain's Majesty by Mr. Bundy. It's called Days End. He was trying to sell it for $110. Here's a little sticker. $110. Let me tell you a secret. Nobody's going to spend $110 on that thing. Just between us. Just between us. What are you thinking? See, my mind wants to do something attacking the orange, right? But I have to ignore this because it's just a canvas. So let's go white, brush it down, and figure out what we want to do. I could stay with orange. Okay, I've got a lot of goobers in here. A goober is a highly technical term for... Oh, no, wait, that's just underneath. Never mind. Anyway, a goober is like when the paint's half dry and it just comes out like snot. Painting the world white. I could save money and do this with the cheap latex, but I don't want to put on the back of it acrylic and latex when I go to sell it. I just want to put acrylic. Okay, see, here we go. Well, I don't see any orange, so I'm happy. I'm a happy, happy boy. No, I do have a goober in there. It's just half-dried stuff. It's weird. I don't like goobers on purpose. Maybe I'll add one. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a yellow, a little bit of yellow. I just want to kind of get a nice white and yellow going on. I hate the fact that it's crooked and it keeps dinging around like that. There. Solve that problem. Nice canary yellow. Another goober. Big one. You know what? Let's leave it in there. Free texture, right? Get rid of it. Okay. Now what do I want to do here? Get rid of my yellow and go with the white and bring it back a little bit. just make the whole thing yellow. Yeah, I like that brushstroke look. Let's do that. Have to drag it from the side. It gives it a nice foresty bamboo look. So you can't tell where one has started and the other one ends. Differentiates from the background, so we're okay. And I got a lot of extra texture left over. Put a couple of dots on there. Just the one. Now let's get rid of the dot. All right. Looks good to me. I'm going to drag one spot of blue up. Just the one. Let's re-drag that. And re-drag it again. I've got a DNA helix going on. And I'm going to do it again. Except this is going to be lighter. Well, much lighter. Okay. That's my base coat. The trick is to knowing when to stop, man. Knowing when to stop. Because you can keep painting and it's just going to turn brown. Have this big old brown canvas. Because if you add all the colors together, you don't get black. That's a tone. You're going to get brown, which is a color. How's that? I'll go put this with the others. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and end this at part 1. Before we go, let's go get a nice shot of everything. Because I'm at an hour. I'll take you with me. Wow, this last guy's already drying. The stripe one. That's going to be cool. Oh, does that shadow help maybe? All right, this has been Polyheart, and I appreciate you hanging out with me for an hour. I'll do part 2 here in a minute. I'm going to let these dry, and then we'll go over them. 6 pieces here. So looking good in the hood. See you guys later. Ooh, specularity.